And it is fun to watch Marc-Andre Fleury and these Golden Knights. His last 3 possible closeout games, as Rupper pointed out and our researcher Jonathan Barron dug up, impressive. You cannot lose if you don't give up a goal, so Marc-Andre Fleury doing what it takes to help his team win those closeout games. We're at the midway point. One of these teams remaining is going to win 8 more games and win the Stanley Cup. There will have to be a Conn Smythe winner. In his 3 cup wins with the Pens, he did not win. It was Malkin and Crosby twice. You could make a case that he's the favorite for the Conn Smythe at this point. Why?
Why? Just for that reason. And, we'll get a check here on his shutouts in the playoffs, but we know through his first 5 games,
4
he had 3,
and 8
so he's got 4 and 8. So let's talk right now. You're talking about this team playing 10 games in the playoffs right now, 8-2. And the regular season, that's a stat we all look at. The last 10, it's important to know how it's playing in their last 10. 8-2, these guys.
Hello.
And they're playing against the 2 teams who a lot of us thought, me being one of them as well, that the LA Kings and the San Jose Sharks could be those teams that could make a lot of noise in the Western Conference. They disposed them, both of them, very quickly. And the fact that they even beat them is one thing. The way they beat them is something, and a whole other thing in itself. This team, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say moving forward, but love seeing the smile on Marc-Andre Fleury. He's earned it. That team's earned it. Exciting to have the first team in the Western Conference Final.
And from the moment that this expansion happened, Bill Foley and George McPhee knew that the face of the franchise was going to be this guy right there. They knew that what they were getting out of him. He was a 3-time Stanley Cup winner. Yes, at times he was a non-participant, but even when he was a non-participant, he was a vital part of the team. He was the upbeat in the dressing room. He was still the face of the franchise or part of that core group with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And what Marc-Andre Fleury has been able to do is solidify his game throughout the course of the season. Because that time when I looked at him play in Pittsburgh, what I saw out of Marc-Andre Fleury was he was getting out of his nets. And Rupper, you've seen him probably more than I have throughout the course of this career, but those numbers are spectacular. But in his play this year, when I watch him play, he stays better in his crease. Not that he's not going to have the quick reflexes and the saves that are going to make you go, wow, but he does it more within the post, which at times, he's skating outside of his crease. He was getting outside of his blue paint. He's playing as well as I've ever seen him play. And I've seen Marc-Andre Fleury and played against Marc-Andre Fleury for a long, long time. I still have my scouting report on him, but right now, my scouting report is changing because he is not moving. He's playing more solid than I've ever seen before.
Just a little perspective here. When you look at his last 4 series that he's been in the Stanley Cup playoffs, he went through and he went head-to-head against Sergei Bobrovsky, a Vezina winner. Beat him.
2-time.
Yes, 2-time. He went against Braden Holtby, Vezina winner. Beat him. This year, goes to Jonathan Quick, Vezina winner, who was awesome in the first round in his own right. 2 Stanley Cups as well. 2 Stanley Cups. Beat him. Martin Jones has been fantastic, and he disposed of this team. Now we look forward. The 2 Vezina finalists, one of the 2 he's going to get, Pekka Rinne or Connor Hellebuyck. Let's start giving the credit where credit's due here.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're talking in the last couple years, and we know how great Matt Murray. This is all totally separate. Marc-Andre Fleury has been the best goalie, one of the top goalies in the league for the last 2 seasons. Whether he's played every game or not, he's performed and he's gotten it done.
9 wins for the Pens last year en route to their 16 to win their 2nd straight cup. And while we're giving credit where credit is due, Vegas has proven itself to be a rabid hockey city. Take a look at the watch party. These Golden Knight fans going bananas watching their club clinch a spot in the Western Conference Final. There was a time in the National Hockey League when you heard a tone of negativity about not being a traditional hockey market. That's nonsense. This is a rabid, passionate hockey market now. The Vegas Golden Knights joining this elite company. Every 50 years this happens. The Toronto Arenas in 1918, multiple playoff series wins in their inaugural season. Of course, that was the inaugural season of the league. Then the St. Louis Blues, the expansion from 6 to 12. Somebody had to advance. It was them. The teams that they beat were also in their inaugural season. What Vegas did, unprecedented, truly extraordinary, remarkable.